Hello everyone, this is Veena. In this video, I'll be unearthing the menstrual wisdom, why we don't go to the temple and other practices. Well, without wasting time, let us start this interesting topic. Menstrual hygiene is of utmost importance for women. And why wouldn't it be? Keeping one's nether regions healthy and clean keeps a lot of diseases at bay. In fact, to spread the importance of menstrual hygiene among women, May 28th has been declared as World Menstrual Hygiene Day. However, that's not what I'm trying to talk about here. I'm here to talk about the menstrual wisdom of our country, India. I've often seen women NGOs, women welfare organizations organize campaigns about how menstrual wisdom needs to be practiced. I can see protests and educational camps being held by the women in order to dismiss all those superstitious beliefs that we women folk are used to believing in while practicing menstrual wisdom. Many say that age-old practices of menstrual wisdom have been conceptualized with the idea of suppressing women, but I disagree. Most of us try to scientifically prove or disprove the menstrual practices or customs that Indians, especially the ones living in rural areas, follow. I tried to do some research on my own about such practices. I didn't try to find out the reason behind such practices, but rather focused on understanding the spirit behind it. However, this research did lead me to science, but a different form of science. We have known about the practice of prohibiting women from entering temples and other holy places while on their periodic cycle, don't we? We think that every culture has its own share of menstrual taboos that they follow. However, if we closely observe, all these practices point to one single source of energy, that is the science of ancient India, which includes Ayurveda, meditation, yoga, astrology and mantra. If you read ancient Vedic books, you will understand that the Vedic seers believe that everything that moves around us constitutes energy. Similarly, the science of Ayurveda is based on the science of doshas, bioenergies, which are vata, elements of air, pitta, elements of fire, and kapha, which is elements of water. It is these bioenergies that help the human body perform its physiological functions. Ayurveda considers menstruation as the bone for women since it is a natural way of their body to cleanse itself of their doshas on a monthly basis, which in turn helps them to achieve longevity in life. During menstruation, a woman's energy is flowing downwards, and any disruption that occurs during this downward energy flow becomes a hindrance. And this is the theory that forms the foundation of most of the menstrual practices followed in India. And now let us discuss why women are not being allowed to enter temples or attend any religious functions. See, women are often asked not to attend religious celebrations or enter temples when on their periods. The assumed reason behind it is that people consider menstruating women to be impure. What's the actual spirit behind it? Let me explain. In other words of few gurus whose preachings I came across on the internet, the energy that a woman experiences during a menstruation is going downwards, while the energy that we accrue from a puja or any holy ritual goes upwards. Also, certain priests say that there is nothing impure about a menstruating woman. In fact, in India, number of goddesses worshipped outnumber the number of gods worshipped worldwide. A woman who is menstruating is considered to be as pure as a goddess. She is so full of pure energy, and if we allow her inside a temple, the energy of goddess gets transferred to the menstruating woman, which will make the idol of goddess lifeless. Therefore, women are asked not to enter a temple. They're so pure that even the idol of goddess is rendered lifeless. And we thought women aren't allowed to enter because they are thought of as impure. Right? What are your views about the sensitive topic? Let us know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.